One of the biggest lessons I learned in recovery that was probably one of the toughest lessons to kind of learn and grab hold of and embrace, but yet one of the most impacting, game-changing lessons I learned was the fact that, and you betrayed spouses will probably laugh at this or shout amen or say yes, finally, or whatever. And you unfaithfuls, I hope, can learn from my lessons of stupidity and control. It was the lesson that I learned that I didn't get to decide how Samantha healed or how fast Samantha healed from the devastation of my choices. As an unfaithful spouse, we're so messed up, we think that we get to decide how the betrayed will heal, where they will heal, how fast they heal, how fast they will welcome us back into their life and back into the relationship. We typically, early on, are so control-oriented and we're so full of shame and we're trying to outrun our consequences and stuff down our pain and the shame and the embarrassment of our choices because the cows are coming home, if you will. Our consequences are starting to show up. The pain, the enormity of what we've done has become center stage. And we think in our pride and arrogance that we get to decide how the betrayed heals, and that is simply put a farce. It doesn't work. It causes more pain. It causes more struggle. It actually infuriates the betrayed spouse even more because we have the audacity to say, well, this is what you need to do to heal. Hey, genius, we're the ones that caused this enormous pain and life-changing scar that will be forever in their life. And now we, with this absurd, almost narcissistic, God complex almost, think that we know what they need to heal. And whether you're a man or a woman, the reality is still the same. I'm sorry, it's just not fair. It's absurd. And it causes more pain. And the last thing that I know that you unfaithfuls want to do, the last thing that we as unfaithful spouses want to do is cause more pain, but the very thing that we don't want to do is exactly what we do when we try and decide how the betrayed will heal, where the betrayed will heal, or how fast they're going to heal. The other thing that we do is we rob them of the choice to decide. We like to decide, well, you're going to forgive me. You're going to save this relationship. Or, well, you're going to get over this, and you need to. We have to respect the fact that the betrayed spouse always deserves and possesses a choice on whether or not they're going to forgive us. For some, they may not feel that, and they may feel that, well, I've decided to be married maybe for religious reasons or an enormity of different reasons, and when I said I do, I meant it for forever, and they may not be mulling over for them and their particular worldview a choice on whether or not they forgive you. But for a majority of betrayed spouses, a helpful pointer for you unfaithfuls is to respect the fact and honor the fact and just wake up to the fact that they do have a choice on whether or not they can or will or decide to forgive you and pursue recovery work. You see, for me, the more that I tried to control what Samantha did, how fast she did it, how hard she worked in my limited frame of reference, the more I actually hurt her and wounded her because of a few reasons. Number one, I was not getting the fact that I was a control freak, and all I was doing was damaging her more by my, let's call it, Samantha called it a Messiah complex, that I was coming in and, look, this is what we're going to do. Here's how it's going to happen. I'm in charge. I've got this. No, I don't got this. I created this. The best thing I can do is simply say, Samantha, take all the time that you need. I will spend any amount of money, go anywhere in the world, do whatever it takes to help you heal. Number two is it robbed her of her dignity to choose what she was going to do. You see, there's a dignity that comes when you honor the fact that the betrayed has a choice to maybe not forgive you. And what that looks like is there were several moments where I finally started to get it, and I said to her, I know that you have a choice on whether or not you choose to save this relationship, that you could raise these kids in a divorced home, and I know that you could be remarried with incredible swiftness, if you will. I know that you are a gorgeous, beautiful, intelligent, confident, sexy, amazing woman. You will have no trouble remarrying. But I hope and I pray that you don't, and that you would give me another chance. She told me later what she wanted was the dignity that she deserved about choosing her response in light of the devastation that I had brought into our home. My third point for you is, you say, what if you don't get to decide as an unfaithful how fast or what they do or what have you, what can you do? You can hope, you can beg, you can plead, you can ask. I did all those things without shame. I begged Samantha for another chance. I got on my knees and held her knees and begged her to not make any decisions. I begged her to forgive me and give me another chance. Without shame, people. Listen, I absolutely begged her. I hope that you as an unfaithful will humble yourself enough, if it calls for it, to beg your betrayed spouse to forgive you. I have no shame in that. How bad do you want your family? How bad do you want your marriage? Well, Samuel, look, I'm not going to beg when they have issues too. Great, I get it. Samantha had issues too. I was more focused, and I'm not trying to express to you some big nobility. I did everything right. I made more mistakes than you can fathom. But in this moment, I want to share with you, I was willing to beg her for another chance because I just wanted the opportunity to see the marriage transformed. Oddly enough, there comes a great freedom when you decide that you don't have to decide for the betrayed. You don't have to control their recovery work because it's exhausting. It really is. It's so frustrating. And I know what it feels like. And I'm sure if you have struggled with this, you as an unfaithful understand it's so frustrating to see them doing things as betrayed spouses, and it's just, you want to control it. No, don't do that. Do this, or see this, or get this, or understand this, and think this way, and feel this way. Man, you just become so exhausted, and it's so freeing when you can just simply say, look, I can't control how fast or what they do. And it's scary to do that. But when you have the right people, you can get into the right process, and then the right people and the right process will reveal the right timeline for you. It'll reveal the right kind of amount of time with respect to every situation is different, but it will help you get some kind of bookends to the process. So listen, set yourself free today as an unfaithful. Stop trying to control them or decide what they get to do. Now, I will throw out a disclaimer. Obviously, that's not a license for the betrayed spouse to do what they want. It's not a license for them to shame you. It's not a license for them to torture you. It's not a license for them to justify maybe their own affairs or behavior that we inherently know is wrong. But at the end of the day, it will set you free as an unfaithful when you stop trying to control the speed in which they heal or how they heal. Because at the end of the day, I hope that you, betrayed spouses, will seek out the best help possible, that you'll get the right people, the right process, and the right timeline.